everything's in slow motion. And of course, every computer updated tonight. So
No.
okay, I think you get over there.
No,
No.
I am not, because I don't have any comments. This stinks.
You're good up to our channel. Because we're showing live on my end.
Okay. Yeah, we're live. I just can't get comments here. So give me a second and I will see what I can do.
On as a guest or are you on as host?
It doesn't matter. We're brought your share into YouTube.
Okay. All right, guys, welcome. We're back. We're glad to be back. We've missed all of you and the faces. Struggle is real. This is why we all need a tribe. So it doesn't matter who you are, even when you know what you're doing. It's just one of those things you've really got to push through and kick in. A lot of life has been kicking us in the gut, and I know that happens to everybody out there. We're not alone in that. So it's not if life's going to happen, it's when life's going to happen. So tonight we're going to show you how we're going to regroup and get going. Even though we are veterans and we know what we're doing, we have been off the wagon and struggling so bad, we need to go back and reestablish our chemistry. And I'm finding that that's what a lot of people are needing to do right now since the holiday and everything. So we are going to go back, reestablish our chemistry, take it one step at a time moving forward. So it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be fun. So it's kind of nice to get back in the groove, and I can't wait to catch up and see how all of you are doing. Couple announcements. First of all, I want to tell everybody, thank you so much for the love and prayers through my surgery, through therapy and everything. I'm still on therapy every day, so it's still killing 2 and 3 hours a day of my time. So if I'm still not quite in here like I should be, please bear with me. I'm trying to get this arm moving and working again. So it's getting there. It's just slow. Second thing, again, thank you for the love and prayers. We appreciate all of that so much. Starting at the beginning, anybody that needs to do that with us will be going. It's just going to be a process. So reach out if there's more help that you need. We're going to get back into it nice and slow and steady. So thank you guys so much for the patience. Second thing, brains course. We are running the brains course again. So anybody that was wanting to jump in, I've had a couple messages for that of people trying to figure out where to go in. Use my discount code, I want to let everybody know to use my code, which is JTK750, which gives you $750 off the cost of the course. You have to go through my website to do that. So that you can't go through drboz and use my coupon. You have to go through my website to use my coupon. So I wanted to clear that up. I had a few people asking about that. But everybody on the brains course, once you're in there, we repeat it. We just keep going over it and over it every Wednesday at noon. And if you miss one, you can just catch it on the next time around or whatever. So don't panic on that. We're able to just keep doing them over and over. In that brains course, I know it's a big chunk and it's expensive, but I do honestly feel in my heart that it's one you just need to keep listening to as much as you can over and over. And there's something in every module that plays into somebody's life. There's somebody you know that has had a TBI, somebody you know that's dealt with alcohol, somebody you know that's dealt with drug addiction or addiction in the brain from medications and things like that. There's just so much good information in the brains course. I highly recommend it, but you just got to make sure. And if you're struggling with those links, please just text me personally or message me or something and I'll help you through it, because those links, once it goes through on the website, I can't go back and fix it. So once it goes through electronically, then we got to get that coupon in when it does it, when you first sign up, to save you that money. Okay, guys, everybody come. We are both at beginners. Let's us check in for you. We are both at beginning level. We are back to trying to get our carbs down under 20. We're trying to clean up that eating and snacking all day long. Lance is just starting to push through and get a routine going again. I'm trying to not have to eat every 4 hours when I take meds is my big struggle, because every time I take a pain med or anything like that, I feel like it just sticks in my throat if I don't take a bite of something, which just totally messes me up. But that's where I'm at. Anything we forgetting on you?
Nope. We're just starting back at the beginning. We got to reboot.
We're rebooting. So that's where we're at. Come on in, jump in, tell us where you're at, ask any questions you might have, and let's get you a plan moving forward. Come on in, Linda. Are you knitting away or crocheting? What are you making? Oh, sweet. What are you making? Scarf? Come on in. Let's unmute you.
I'm gonna leave the football game
Oh, there you go.
to my beloved and go in the other room so that I can do my part. So yes, I'm not in the ditch anymore, but my numbers suck. I mean, like they really do. Like I even bought. Has anyone those little packets of ketones?
Chocolate BHB?
No. Real, just
Pucker.
Pucker up. That's like the best ever. I really like it. Like,
good.
Oh my gosh, just put this in water. It tastes like, if you like, you know those sour candies that the kids get? Yeah. That's what they taste like to me. And I'm like, this isn't bad. I don't like the sweet ones. They're too sweet. Good. I feel like they mess with my head.
They do.
Because I want the sweet stuff after I've had those.
Absolutely. And that's a good lesson. I'm glad you're catching that, because that's a huge lesson to try to learn down the road once you're stuck on them and like them. So I'm glad you're sticking with Pucker. That's perfect.
Pucker up is the bomb. Anyway, so here's the deal. So my weight is as good. Like my weight is holding steady. And I know that's not a major big deal, but my glucose, my blood glucose in the morning, yesterday was 83, and that was the best number I've had in like forever. And this morning it was back to 101 again. And so I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating, and I get up in the morning and it feels a bit like throwing a dice. You stick that pokey thing in your finger and you wait the 5 seconds, and then either the sun comes out or it's cloudy. And so I'm a little discouraged by that. The sardine. So can I just say the 72 hours on sardines? That's a lot of a week. Do you know? That's a lot.
You're so right.
Oh my God, it's such a long week with sardines. And it's not even that. It's that they smell so strong, I feel like I can't take them to work. So eating them at work is very difficult. And that's my lunch. So theoretically, I could eat a can of sardines in the morning, and I have. And then have gone till I get home from work, and then I have 1 or 2 cans. But my goodness, after 24 hours, I'm sick to death of them. And so that's just, I tried a 36-hour fast. That went fine, but then I just overdid it when I picked up the stuff.
Let me back
made
you up.
So many mistakes. So
no, it's not mistakes as long as you're learning from them. So a couple questions from the beginning. First of all, have you went all through the steps of Keto Continuum? Have you started at the beginning and done each step successfully for a week or so? I mean, Are you okay?
Well, yes. If I go back to when I started, which was like April of last year, I'm coming up on a year, right? So I have done all the steps. I'm pretty comfortable with 23-and-1. I can do that, although I do find that I can fit a lot of food into an hour.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing I would want to know then, if you've been successful at completing every step, moving forward in that, I would want to know, how are you hitting your macros during that? Are you getting everything in you? But the discrepancy of that from 88 or 83 or something to 101, that's not a huge discrepancy. So actually that's still a win. And being consistent in that and getting those morning numbers down, that is that long term of what takes time. So there's not a quick fix in that. And those numbers are really volatile because, if you didn't sleep well the night before, if, your body's just processing things different, maybe you burn a little bit more energy the night before, or there's a million things that can make that number fluctuate a little bit. It's that consistency over time. That's where, you don't want to jump ship because you've had some good numbers and then you feel like you need a celebration, or you've had some crappy numbers and you're discouraged. Those are the 2 times to not jump ship. You've got to reason through those and know we didn't get insulin resistant in a week, a day, a week, a month. We got insulin resistant over years. So that little fluctuation, first of all, that's good. Your body is fluctuating because that means your body's doing what it's supposed to do. but
Okay.
it's not fluctuating really, really high and then dropping really low and feeling like crap. It's staying decent. And those are the kind of things that for 20 points in the morning, you can work on that. That is just stay consistent and clean it up. Clean that liver up, clean that glycogen up. Keep going forward and just keep repeating it. If you find that that number stays high in the morning, this is where you want to back it up and close that eating window a little earlier in the evening. So
Okay.
you can play with a bunch of different things in that to get that morning number down.
Okay. So my work day is, 9 to 5.
Okay.
Get home at 5:30-ish, eat dinner. So I can't eat any earlier. There isn't a way to eat, right? I mean, I'm at work and I work till 5 o'clock. I'm a library director. I'm in my office and I work. It's not like I can finish early I mean, I can, but I can't do it reliably. It's not a lifestyle change.
Is there any chance like for lunch or anything, you could run out to the car and get down a can of sardines or sit out on the bench or anything like that that would help you?
Well, yes, theoretically, yes, except that lunch is the meal I can easily give up.
Okay.
Like I have worked through, like before I even became keto, I could work through and have a staff member come and say to me, did you take a break for lunch today? And I look up and go, oh, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. So, I mean, that's been a meal that I can pretty reliably not eat.
So if that has been a meal that you've
miss.
continually not been able to not eat, then it makes me question, do you think your leptin and ghrelin are both working? Because a lot of people don't eat that lunch because they're just busy and forget about it and don't do it or stay busy and work through it. No big deal. Just because you're not used to not having it. But what I would really question and want to make sure of, are you feeling hunger and full? So needing to know if leptin and ghrelin are truly working properly.
Well, yeah, sometimes I am hungry.
Okay. Well,
but then I'm busy, so I don't eat. But what you're saying is when I'm hungry, I should take the opportunity to
stash some sardines in your car or mackerel or whichever one you're using and run out to the car and do it. Because it is hard when you're not the one eating them. It's hard. He just ate a can of mackerel with me. I'm like, dude, you got to take it upstairs.
Right.
Right. It's hard when you're not eating them. When we're eating them, it's one thing, we stink together. But
yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't want to put my staff through it. So, okay. So what you're saying is
take a smoked salmon break.
Now, dude, my son does the best smoked salmon that you've ever tasted in your life.
I'm sorry, smoked sardines. I'm sorry, smoked sardines.
Okay.
Everybody takes a smoke break at work. You take a smoked sardine break.
Okay.
We need to coin that. And make
smoked salmon? I'm doing smoked.
That works too, right?
Think about smoked salmon.
Sorry.
Where was that in the book?
Right.
But all those little things, backing it up, closing that eating window a little bit earlier will change that morning. But getting your good sleep at night, getting closed down so you're going to bed and getting that good BDNF in the brain, all those things are going to be so important. And it is going to change that morning number. So stick with the basics. Let's conquer that before you push forward and even think about fasting or anything like that, because we got to get all those little routines established before we push that hard. So
okay.
You'll get there, but lay that foundation first. The foundation matters.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's so hard because, some of us veterans that have laid the foundation, gone through it, now we fell off and
still got to rebuild that.
We have to get back on. We have to go back and relay that foundation. And it's very, very difficult to retrain your mind to go back to the beginning.
I honestly question, I'm thinking I don't know if it's just because life right now just keeps happening to us right now. It's been one thing after another. Some we can control, some are out of our control, but it's just been one thing after another. And I'm finding it harder this time than I did the very first time around. I really am. It's just, all right, I'm tired. I need a damn break. It needs to stop. Life is happening, mama's sick, brother's sick. Just big, serious stuff, but it's things we need to handle. And I got to practice what I preach. I can't take care of anybody else that I love if I'm not taking care of myself. And that's a hard thing to remember when you're the one that's usually the caregiver for people. So take care of you, Linda. Don't make an excuse for it. It's time to start. I'm going to start kicking butt because I'm going to make him kick mine. So we're going to do this together, but push through. and establish a firm foundation. Get it correct before you move forward. And your body will thank you every time. Because if you don't, everybody, just so no matter what level you're at, if you push forward too fast, most of our veterans will tell you, if you push forward too fast, you are going to hit the wall.
Your body will push back.
You're going to have to step back, start over, and do it again. So you think you're saving time in pushing forward through a step or through a phase till your chemistry is ready. And if you're trying to push forward in that and you push faster than your body is ready to, your body is going to stop you and make you back up anyway. So you are not saving time by pushing forward. You're just keeping yourself miserable longer.
Do it right the first time.
Yeah. Do it right the first time. Establish every step of that foundation. And that's where the keto continuum comes in. Establish every step of that foundation before you move forward.
You're almost better to go a little bit slower and wait for those changes to happen.
Especially us girls north of 40 and 50 years old.
Yeah, if only. I thank you. And I'm so glad you're back, because I've been storing up my stuff to ask you. Yeah, I know. So I'm really grateful. And I feel like I have taken my time, because this is January. I'm coming up on a year, right?
Perfect.
And it's I know, and I feel like I have taken my time. And so I'm definitely up to, sardines is the next kind of thing. I got to figure out a way to 3 days with sardines.
3 days is a long time, but I'm telling you, it works magic on those numbers.
Yeah.
I'm hooked on the mackerel.
Mackerel,
That mackerel,
maybe
I spoiled him now.
good. I mean, oh my! I don't even drain it off or nothing, man. Just mow into it. It's
okay. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
Good luck.
Thank
Let
you.
us know, Linda, what you need. And put
I
your
will.
numbers over in the group. I hope to be able to start getting over in the group more now and being able to check everything. So let's get over there and let's send things back and forth so we can help each other through the struggles. We got this. Thanks. Come on in, Wayne. Come to our hi. Rain's our veteran rock star.
See if you can take a break from the game.
Are we at a bad part of the game? Good part of the game?
No, Bills are driving. Hopefully they'll score here. I don't live and die by it, so I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm in a similar situation where I have not been very successful lately. I weighed myself for the first time this morning since December 9th, and I'm up 5 pounds. That still means I'm down over 50 pounds since, I started this whole process. So it's not like I'm, back to square one or anything from that standpoint. I am rebuilding my chemistry. I'm taking just mentally right now, I'm prepared to just do exactly what I'm doing right now for the next 7 days. So I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to measure anything. I'm taking my blood numbers. My numbers are never what some people achieve. Linda was just mentioning about having a morning with 80. I don't hit those numbers. That's just not me. Right now, they're not good for me either. They're about 110. That's what I'm coming in every morning with, and 0.2 to 0.3 ketones. Buffalo just scored.
Get up to your cheerleader thing. Come on, Wayne.
Yep. So basically, I'm in a similar boat as you guys. But, I know what my body will do. I was thinking when you were talking, Tammy, that you think it's harder the second or third, fourth time around versus the first time. I think it's because when you did it the first time, you had no expectation of what was going to happen.
Absolutely.
That's
whatever happened was a new experience and exciting. And hey, you lost a pound where you hadn't lost a pound in forever. And woo, you got the 0.4 ketones, and that's exciting. Where you when you fasted, you've got up into the maybe 2s and 3s. So, hitting 0.4 in ketones, big freaking deal. You'll get back there, and I know I'll get back there. It's just
it's a
can't
mission.
sweat it.
Right.
The big issue that I've been trying to get back into that I'm not very good at right now is physical activity. I do work in an office. I've set my alarm on my phone 3 times a day, and I've set up 1,000-step path through our factory.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm getting that done every day. So right now I'm averaging about 7,500 steps a day. That's with adding 3,000 steps. That sounds weak and pathetic versus a lot of people, but
Nope.
that's 3,000 more steps than I had before. So
Absolutely.
that's the approach you got to take on these things. But as for getting back into it, at some point, you just have to make the decision that there are no excuses. You're not going to whine about it anymore. You're not going to say, well, I had this going on the weekend, so I had to come off the rails. You don't have to.
Yeah.
That's just a weak excuse. You can accommodate what you want to do with whatever schedule that's being forced on you.
Yep.
So
I think it's picking priorities too. And I think, it's so easy to put ourselves on the back burner and make someone else a priority. And
Yep.
I was just giving my daughter the speech. It's not selfish to put yourself first. And as a mom, as a caregiver, as even the guys that are, the guys that take care of everything. And it's like, it's hard to make that thought that it doesn't feel selfish to say, I've got to put my needs or my health first. And there's something to be said about that. Another thing Wayne touched on that I think is really for all the veterans. I think there's really something to be said. Again, for those of us that are older, we've went through all the steps. We know what we're doing. We know how to do this. It's not new. It's just applying it and making it happen. He touched on the physical fitness, and I really think there is a big major piece of this puzzle that's missing if we're not getting that physical activity in. And with physical activity, it doesn't mean just walking. I think we all need to make it a priority to strength train. We need to build that muscle with the proteins that we're taking in, especially the older we get, the more muscle mass we're losing. And that's just important. You've got to get those proteins in, and you've got to build muscle, and it takes resistance to build muscle. So that's one of the goals that we're setting moving forward. And I hope you guys will too, is trying to either get back in the gym. Lance was up trying to do push-ups and stuff like that before I went to work, just anything to help build muscle, so it's just something we all have to make that a priority, but especially the veterans that you've already cleaned up the macros, you got your eating window good, you're making all the steps. And I think the strength training is just something we really need to push a little bit more. Nice work, Wayne.
Good job, Wayne.
Good job.
Yep.
Go back to your game.
I'm still listening to you.
Okay.
Muted.
Gonna mute us now. Come on in, Anna. Glad to see you made it, hun.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good. Finally. How are you? How you been? Tell us what's going on in your journey.
Well, talking about exercise, I am seriously sedentary. Yeah,
Seriously sedentary. I like that.
yeah, I really am. I did some walking today because I went to the supermarket. That's about it. No, I do have to put some. I did these walking videos because it's too cold outside here. To be walking outside now, and I really do. I think that'll make a difference. And I'm actually today. I'm on my a day of sardine. I tried to start last week, but I couldn't because there was some outing we had to go to, and I couldn't eat my sardines anyway, so it didn't work. But I need to get back there because my glucose is higher than I'd like it to be. It's going back into the 90s right now, but which would be nice. We'll see if it'll stay there. But I noticed my ketones are really low in the morning. I tried to set up my little machine today, and it was a pain in the butt ski, and it wouldn't go. It said no, come back later. Really, the little blood thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have a more precise keto number because I've never done that. I still use the strips.
Okay. Let me know if you need help with that, and I can help you too.
Oh, okay, thanks. But I was burning better ketones. Now I'm like almost nothing in the morning. It's interesting. I'm not quite sure why. But I'm not losing weight, and I guess I'm not moving. That's maybe part of it. And I am literally a salt addict. I really love my salt, and maybe it's just I'm holding on to the fluid. So that's
why. Are you using good salt? Are you using the Redmond's?
Yeah, I'm using that real salt. I ordered that I saw.
The
I saw in a video, Dr. Boz had it, and I went, oh, let me see that. I I zoomed up the video going, what the hell is that? And I saw some of the writing and I ordered. So I'm using that. Was not prior to that. I thought I was, but it wasn't. But salt is salt,
No,
And
salt is not salt. Rephrase that.
No?
Salt is not, no. Redmond salt is the only one. I won't even, I mean, I keep Redmonds beside me everywhere. I won't even use regular salt for a shake in a restaurant.
So wait a minute, I use that real salt thing
Yes.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. It's just ground different here. So here's the,
Yeah, that's what I have.
okay, this is just the
Yeah.
rock version of it. So when I'm fasting
Oh.
or I'm sitting here and get a headache or anything like that, you just suck the rock.
But this salt
Oh, okay.
is
I
not.
got the little ones to put in my purse too.
Good. Take those with you so you're not using the other ones at the restaurant.
But this salt
Okay.
and white salt are two totally different things.
So,
White salt is nowhere near what this is.
and the white salt
Okay.
will cause damage and the Redmonds is what will help you heal. So make sure you're
I
getting,
literally just started using that for about a week. When it came in, when I noticed it, I tried to get other salts, the rocky kind, whatever, other versions and stuff. But they
they have
all
good
are, I didn't think
spices.
they were
have
right.
a lot of good things. Redmonds are really good. They have the spices. They have like seasoned salt. They have smoked salts. They have all kinds of different, but they're all made with that red
I'll check
garlic
that out.
salt, onion salt, all that kind of stuff. So they have really good spices and everything on that website. I think there's a link on our website to them too, if you need it. But
I'm water retentive. So salt
as you get going,
makes
it will help you level out as you get more consistent with the right salts, keeping your water up, keeping that fluid up. That'll get easier for you, and you'll start peeing out that inflammation.
Well, I take a diuretic every day. I pee out my inflammation. I pee out everything every day.
Okay.
In fact, that's why I was using more salt, because I didn't feel like I'm taking the magnesium at night, and I'm not having as much trouble at night anymore at all. And since using the salt, actually, it's been pretty good.
Yep. You're
But
gonna raise your minerals.
yeah. So that's the story there. But I guess we'll talk, more.
Yep. You let me know when
Alright.
you're ready to talk and ready to push to the next level. We'll get you there.
Yeah, I need to. All right. Thanks a
All
lot.
right. Thank you. Have a good
Take
night.
care.
All
You too,
right.
bye.
Who's ZTE? I don't have a name on that one.
In a pretty
pink sweater.
sweatshirt.
Got to unmute. What is it?
Hang on.
Hang on, you're muted again. You got to hit it one more time. There you go.
Is it okay?
Yep.
There you go.
Now we got you.
I'm Sue. I've been checking in since Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Sue Farrell.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yay.
You.
Oh yeah, man. I'm so psyched with this that it isn't funny. So I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing things right, but I will double whatever you said about the salt, because I tell you what, salt is so important when you're eating this way, because your body flushes out all that salt. I didn't know it until I passed out.
Yep.
And then I realized that I needed to be adding that salt. So it is so important.
Yes.
Kind of funny now because I cannot drink coffee without salt.
Or even as water. And he didn't like salt, so he hated salt. I mean, he liked unsalted chips and unsalted fries. And now he's put
coffee is so bland without salt, it's unreal. I mean, it just tastes like dirt water.
I don't do that. I can't do that. But
Ooh.
what I do is I take a teaspoon of salt in the morning with my medications that I take, and I take a teaspoon at night before I go to bed.
Wow.
If I don't, I will have muscle and leg cramps at night.
Good
so
for
I just
you.
take a teaspoon of it and put it in my mouth and swallow it. It's not always good, but it works.
You go.
But no,
girl.
I
More
didn't.
power to you, man.
I have worked with another doctor for about 8 years. Okay. And I lost 60 some pounds with him.
Nice.
But I've got to a place where I plateaued. This last year, I kind of fell off the wagon, and I I'm aware of what I'm eating, but I wasn't doing it. Okay. I was eating everything that came across. I knew I needed to get back on because I gained back about 20 pounds. But I wasn't making any progress. I was standing still, and I can't do that. I have got to be able to go camping in the summertime. I've got to be able to hike. I already do water aerobics 7 hours a week.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I've done that for about 5 or 6 years, and I will tell you this much: if I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't be walking today.
Yep.
Aerobics with me, and she's always saying how she hurts, how she aches. She's going to a pain doctor for pain shots. She won't listen to me. I get so frustrated. It's like, you just want to nail them to the wall. But I have decided that I'm taking care of me. I don't care what happens to them because they aren't going to listen anyway. I bought 5 copies of Dr. Boz's Any Way You Can for Christmas and gave those to family and friends.
Nice.
Talking to everybody I can, but I don't know if what I'm doing is actually right or not. I kind of jumped in. No, I did not go step by step by step for 7 days because I felt like I was far enough along that I know pretty much what I'm doing. I've done this. I did the 16-8 in it for about a week or two, and I was fine. I actually was eating way more than I needed at that point. Trying to eat 2 meals a day, I can't do it. That's way too much. I'm doing 23-1, and I eat till I'm full, and that's it.
Perfect.
So I'm doing that. My glucose has been up. I'm looking at my charts the last 2 or 3 days, which bothers me. I don't know why. I haven't cheated at all. I am not going to. Well, I got a thing coming up that's giving me a problem. But anyway, I don't know why it's up. My ketones, I'm still, I've had 1.07 since Thanksgiving. So I feel like I'm doing good that way. I don't know why my glucose is up. I have no idea.
When you say your glucose is up, Helen, or Sue, how high is high for you?
111, 101. For me, it averages about 90 to 81.
Okay, that's not.
So to me, it's up.
Yeah, but to know that you're doing all those steps, that will fluctuate. Just like I was telling Linda, how depending on how your sleep is, depending on how much ketones and calories you burnt the night before, how much activity you had,
What stressors you have,
what stress is going on in your life. Are you worrying about everybody else's health, and that has you stirred up? First of all, I want to applaud you for getting the books and passing them out.
Absolutely.
But lead by example. Lead by example. Whoever wants to follow can follow, but you can't look back. You got to take my hand and come on.
I have a son that's also following you, and he's really, really struggling. And I've tried with him. He's lost 100 pounds in the last year, but it was due to doctor's medications. And now he can't get his brain untrained from that and get on. He's already doing this the fasting and the try to eat the sardines. He wants to move too fast.
Yep.
He needs to slow down. Slow down.
I'm trying to tell him, and he's getting frustrated because he hasn't lost any more weight. I said, your body needs to rest, because I don't feel that him losing weight on the doctor's medication, he needs to rest and let his body heal from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to encourage him, and I'm having a hard time with that.
I want to bring up something real quick through the group from various people that I hear tonight so far. There's a lot of talk about the weight. You need to focus less on the weight. You need to get your body correct. The weight is a happy side effect later. You need to get the building blocks put in place first. Then the weight will come off the more consistent you are. It's not going to come off real quick. It didn't come on real quick, but you have to
No.
put those building blocks together first. Then your weight is going to come off correctly and stay off. You don't want it to come back on.
Okay.
So
No.
get your building
No.
blocks correct, get your body trained correctly on what to use as fuel, what not to use as fuel, then feed your body that fuel and watch what happens.
Sue, I'll even offer
Okay.
this. If you want to have your son message me, I will give gladly.
Yeah, he's part of the group, and I hope he's watching tonight, but I don't know.
Well, if he is, you
So-
tell him I will gladly give him my complimentary call. So have him call me
Okay.
and we will set up a Zoom and I will gladly
Okay.
talk him through a little bit to
Okay.
see where he's at, because he's got to build the health
Okay.
and the levels and the steps to get the health. The weight will come, but he's got to build that foundation we were talking about. So I will gladly try to help him any way we can.
Here's something real quick too, because when we went through the first time or first couple times, we saw some fantastic results between her and I both. But our results varied very much because I took off and went really quick. I dropped a bunch of weight, but I also didn't have hardly any health problems at all. Her, on the other hand, she's got a mountain of health problems that she has to deal with. Your body is going to fix things in a certain order. Weight is going to be your last one that your body's going to take care of. Your body's going to take care of the most immediate threat first, and healing in your body. That's how it's going to play first. The thing that most needs to get healed first is going to happen first. You might not see results, so you're going to have to stay consistent until that healing is done and it moves to the next thing it's going to heal, and then the next thing it's going to do. But that's where the consistency really has to come, and your focus has to be almost laser focused on where you want to go. Does that make sense?
Okay. It does. And I feel really good. This sounds crazy, but I can feel those ketones working.
Oh,
Absolutely. I miss them, baby.
You know, my mom used to say Dad had nervous energy. And he was just constantly on the move. I have always had that my life until the last few years. It's back, and that's what it is.
Good.
I feel good, and like I said, I'm walking better. My ringing in my ears has already stopped.
Nice.
That was something I didn't even know about until I read her books. It's like, oh my God, my sister-in-law got me turned on to this because she's followed her for years. And I told her I was getting discouraged with my other person and my other plan. And she said, well, read Dr. Boz's books. Okay, you ought to see how many highlights. There's more highlights in my book than there is words.
Right. I'm with you.
Good
Yep.
deal.
But you know what? That's exactly, just to have an answer like that, my son even gives me crap all the time. He laughs at me and says, he's like, Mom, you make it sound like it's the cure all for everything. And my answer to that is it kind of is. So when you're building new healthy cells at whatever level, at whatever area in your body, you need a new healthy cell, that's a win. So whether it's in the heart, whether it's in your muscles, whether it's whatever, wherever you're doing that cellular turnover and you're building a new healthy cell, that's the perfect win in it to me. So keep going. I'm so proud of you. And thank you for your help over in the group. I see you jumping in and chiming in and helping people. So that's awesome. I love that energy. And I love that everybody's helping each other.
Eventually, my goal would be to have my own group.
Nice.
I lost 150 pounds once in a 3-year period going to Weight Watchers. I lost 150 pounds leading a top group. So I've lost 150 pounds twice in my lifetime and gained it back. But I realized reading the books that those were more support groups.
Yep.
And I led that support group. I had to lose the weight.
Yep.
I still have friends today that come to me that were in that group.
Good.
So
You're
that's
natural born leader.
One of my goals is to get our own group going here in my area.
Sweet. Where's your area?
We're at, I'm 15 miles from Indianapolis.
Okay.
Nice.
Indiana.
Nice. When you're ready to start a group, let me know if I can help you.
I don't have that many people. I mean, I'm talking to them, but I don't have that many wanting to do it yet. But I'm hoping, like you said, lead by example.
Yep, absolutely.
I got to do this. I have to.
You have to.
You know, I have to. I mean, I'm 75 years old. I may only have 10 or 15 years left. Who knows?
Think of all the people you can touch in 10, 15 years.
But I need to be healthy to do it.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're rocking it.
I'm working on it.
Good job. Good job. We're proud of you and blessed to have you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Sue.
finally-
Thank you. You too. Thanks.
Come on in, Stina. My little personal self-hero.
Hey all, I've missed
We
you
missed
guys.
you.
How are you?
Congratulations.
I've
Stina's
returned
got
to
another
you.
degree under her belt. So
I know, I've
so
returned to
excited.
you a master health coach and an applied ketogenic diet specialist.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I'm sitting for the boards in March, which means I'm back to studying again. So I'm going to go for the health and wellness boards. But you know what? I'm human, just like all you. Went through a hard time through Christmas. I am the master of the plateau. Okay. So I might be celebrating a plateau anniversary pretty soon. But with that, I want to say this to everybody is what's so critical when you feel like you plateaued is you got to stay the course.
Yep.
And keep tweaking and adjusting. So where I can't lose weight, I said, okay, I can't lose weight. I'm going to lift heavy things. And I've added more time to lifting heavy things in the barn. So at least I'm building muscle. I may not be losing weight, but at least I'm building muscle. So sometimes you got to go lateral instead of up, right? You got to just try to make that.
And there's
So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
win.
It's
Still a
okay,
win.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So some of you know I'm still on this really long detox program. I got about another 6 weeks, and that's restricted me in how much fasting I can do. Just last week, I started a sardine fast with somebody because I got a small group from last year's drboz 21 day that I'm still running with.
Nice.
So a really small group, but so I just started the sardine thing again, and my gut's talking to me, just like I think it's Wayne has the same effect. It's like, all right, doing the sardine thing, you're starting to get those ketones going up, and your gut goes, screw you, gives you the worst heartburn in the world. You got to survive it for 48 hours, but you'll get through it. But it's like every single time, it's like, give me a break. But so yeah, I'm doing sardines right now. Hate those little buggers. The girls have coined their phrase. They call it going fishing. Anybody going fishing this weekend? It's like, all right, who's going fishing? So
I love it. That's
so
awesome.
funny, but it makes it fun, you know. And I'll say this after the year, you know, the group's a little diverse, right? Some of us do sardine fast, some others won't, and some will do high fat, and some aren't, you know. So again, it's that N equals 1, N equals you. And for anybody that doesn't understand the N equals 1, N equals you.
Yep.
Every single body is going to be different. You know, how you deal with stress, how you don't deal with stress. It's me. And so, you know, you gotta tweak things. You gotta check your own stuff, make sure you're doing good with yourself, and keep going. And just don't stress. Or this is one thing I see people, they stress over, is it perfect? And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Are you doing the best you can? Yes, good. Then keep going. It's okay.
Right. That's the biggest thing. We put pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
And you just need to stay consistent and change will happen.
You know, another thing I think that people come out and
if you go off the rails, stop beating yourself up. Just
get back on.
Check in. Am I ready to get back on the rails or aren't I? Like, I feel like don't struggle with it too much because then it gets in your head, right? It's like, okay, ride whatever the wave is out. You're back on keto. Let it go. It's gone. It's done. Just go for it.
And I think not looking at it as a fail if you're not at keto continuum 10 through 12. It's not a fail. If success looks at keto continuum number 5 or 6, and that's all the best I can do right now, then that's a win for me. You know, next month it might be different. I hope I can move forward. But I mean, I know you've been studying your butt off for months. You know, that's not the time to carry extra stress and try to push to the max and do everything. Sometimes you just got to idle a little bit and do the best you can do.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
Stress.
I lost my job in all of that too. You know.
Oh
no. There's a lot more stress going on than you guys even know. But this is okay.
Catch up.
But it's okay. We'll talk at some point. So, but it's like I see so many people struggle. It's like, just take your grace,
Take a
check in with yourself, make a decision. Am I ready to get back on tomorrow? Is it going to be one more day? Whatever. Just like, be kind to yourself. That negative talk creates more stress.
Yep.
It's just like, just take care. Because I've been off too. I'm back. I'm finally, yeah, I can handle the sardines. I got my 2 meals a day, and my eating window's pretty clean. The eating window's hard this time of the year because it's so dark. But
Yep.
but yeah, just I don't know what's gonna happen with this body. The plateau is ridiculous. It probably has to do with the lipedema. Who knows? But I am not going back
Mm-mm.
to not
That's the
doing
option.
this.
So it's like,
It's not an option. I'm not
it's
going
not an
back.
option. I mean,
Stay forward.
when people say, oh, I can't do this forever, or I can't, what's the option?
yes.
Your
Oh, yeah,
option
no.
is to go back to the way I used to do. That is never going to happen. That is
Nope.
playing suicide.
Right.
I mean, that is just Russian
Right.
roulette. There's
And
no,
it's okay. Some form of this for the rest of my life is fine. It's
Yep.
all gonna be fine. It's all gonna work out. So I miss you guys. I'm glad to see you guys are all figuring out. We get some new faces. You guys
Yes.
are all
Yeah.
gonna do great. So
well, we're glad you're back. We've missed you.
I miss you guys
Missed
too.
everybody.
No doubt. Good job, Stina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nita, do you want to come in?
No, you already did, Nita.
We
That's
already-
that's Anita.
That's Anita. We already did.
Anna.
Oh, okay.
was Anna.
Gotcha. April, come on in. Welcome back.
Hi, April.
Glad to see you, girl. You want to share a little bit? I got to unmute. Share a little bit of your struggle that you've been going through if you're comfortable. And we're going to pull April along. April needs a little bit of all of us right now to hold her hand and go. So April, share what you're comfortable sharing.
I guess you'd say I had open heart surgery
Oh,
in October. As I was healing, I fell down the steps and broke my ankle.
oh my God.
I've been told that the keto is not a way to go, that I need to do the Mediterranean diet. I'm just struggling with which way to go.
You'll hear it, especially if you had open heart surgery. I think you'll hear that.
It's hard.
That's a consistent thing.
Yeah. April, like when we talked earlier, I tried to say, first of all, you got to make the decision that you can live with. And I won't tell you to go against what your doctor's saying, but you have to make the decision of what you are comfortable with. And the biggest thing I would say that I even had to do for myself, prove it to yourself. Prove it, do one way for a week and check your numbers. What's your glucose doing? Is it coming down and getting better? Or try your normal keto like we do it. Keep your carbs down, keep everything down, check your numbers, what's going on. Heart disease is inflammation. Heart disease is so much of that is just inflammation everywhere. So it's one of those, prove it to yourself so you're comfortable with whatever decision you make, that you can I can reason with myself. I can go eat the healthiest Mediterranean organic clean diet there is. I add those grains back in. I add those fruits and veggies back in. And if I ate nothing but grains, whole grains and fruits and veggies, my glucose I'd be back to diabetic within 2 months. So that right there tells me for my heart attack and my heart issues, that gives me the confidence. My doctor don't understand it. That's up here. That's why I fly to Texas to see my doctor twice a year, because he understands the chemistry. It's worth it to me to have that kind of input. And I trust my numbers speak volumes to me. My numbers tell me when my body's doing good and when it's not. If I did a Mediterranean diet, I wouldn't be here by now. And I'm comfortable saying that for my health. So I hope you will take the time.
I think one of the biggest things is you need to track. You need to get good at tracking your numbers, tracking what you eat, when
what
you
it does
eat
to
it,
you.
what it does to you. Get good with a notebook if you have to, or type it up in a computer or whatever. But make sure that you keep track numbers.
I ate this. This is what happened.
Exactly. That way,
There's no argument in it.
that way you can see it, and then if somebody else needs to see it, they can see it.
Then you have some backup to take to a doctor to say, here's what happened. I did the Mediterranean diet for a month, and oh my gosh, my glucose went from.
Here's what my numbers did. Here's what I did.
And my body did.
And
So
my body did.
Mediterranean may work for somebody that's never been insulin resistant and doesn't have health issues. That may work for some people. I would guess to say, I know I'm not one of them. So
I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't, I know what to do with keto. I mean, it's just, I've done it for quite some time, but, and I fell off.
Mhm.
And then, this thing with the heart, I mean, passing out at work 2 different times just kind of really did me in. And to go through what I went through,
Here's how I look at it is when I had my heart attack, having that is the scariest thing that ever happened in my life. You don't know if you're
Coming or going.
I mean, it scares the life out of you, literally. But if you're tracking and you can tell yourself and look at it, because you got to be able to step back from the emotions in it and look at it logically. And if you've tracked and I ate this, my numbers did this. I ate this, my numbers did this. You know the process, but you've got to get confident enough in whatever process you're going to follow and jump and do it.
And here's another thing too. Don't get too wrapped up in the stress of deciding which path to take. Take one of them and see what happens and track and see if, hey, this is doing this. Is this what I accept?
But you can't just keep idling in between.
Right.
That's where your trouble is going to come in. And the other thing I would say, if you do jump and do, and anybody's watching, if you do jump and do the keto and you've been given instructions otherwise, and you're going to try, this is where what fats you put in your body are ever so more important. No crappy fats, no vegetable oils, canola oils. If I have to use crappy dressing, I'll carry a bottle of vinegar and oil in with me. I mean,
you have to just, if you decide to go that path with what you have going on, I would make it as strict and as precise and as clean as I possibly could get it.
I wouldn't be doing the processed meats and stuff like that. I would jump straight to whole meats, whole foods.
No wishy-wash. You're either both feet in or both feet out.
And prove it to yourself, because you've got to be able to live with the consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever that is, you've got to be comfortable with it enough with yourself to say, I've got this. And I am comfortable with saying, I believe in this wholeheartedly enough that I'm doing this proper. If I have a heart attack, I know I did the best I could do. But when I tried the Mediterranean, as soon as I added those grains back in, as soon as I started having fruits and veggies, my glucose was right back up to diabetic, which is going to
go. I think too, because of the fruits. I mean, I love the fruits and I love
them, but
I mean, but I know it's natural sugar. It's what it's going to do.
Yep. So to me, you're kind of answering yourself.
But you have to make that call.
You have to make that call and decision of when you are. But when you're ready, I mean, April, I know you've been weeks and weeks of floundering and trying to decide. I'm telling you, tonight's the night to decide. Tomorrow, start fresh.
On my own. I'm not telling everybody, okay, I'm going back to keto.
Right.
Because my son is so against me.
How about if you say you're going on an anti-inflammatory diet?
He wants me on that Mediterranean diet. He said, Mom, this is the thing. His mother-in-law had issues also. And she did that Mediterranean diet. She's lost weight. She's went down. Now, health-wise, I don't know, because like I said, I don't talk to her that much to know what her numbers and things are, or if it's that detailed as to what they do. But I know she's lost weight with it. But it
doesn't matter what her coffin weighs.
Right.
I don't care what my coffin weighs. I want to be healthy.
And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. That may work for her, but what may work for her may not work for you, or may not work for me.
Again, that's where the tracking comes in.
And it would be great.
Your numbers.
It would be great if I could tell you what to do, because I know that I can see it in your eyes, just like somebody just tell me what to do. You could see that, but you have to decide what is okay for you to do and what you know to do.
Do you know, during this whole time that I've been going through this, even a year ago, I went through the testing, went through the EKG, I went through everything. They could not find what was going on with me until they put me in the hospital and finally did a heart cath.
Mhm.
I mean, does it take that? I mean, do you absolutely have to be having a heart attack the minute you walk into that hospital to prove that that's what's going on?
It's sad. The medical world is a struggle. That's why you've got to be your world's best advocate. You've got to advocate for what you believe in and what you want. Like I said, I fly to Texas twice a year because I believe in the doctor down there that understands my personal chemistry. You know, I mean, it matters that much to me. My heart matters. You don't get a second chance on that one. And if we do, we're just blessed. You know, I'm not trying to push the limits here of the chances I'm going to get.
She's trying to use up all her 9
I
lives.
mean, I'm down to about 8.5 left and at any given time. So it's just hard. But, you know, April, you really got to take a step somewhere, but you need to start tracking because you need to be confident, not just a wishy-washy step forward. You need confident in the step that you're doing. And I don't care which one you do first. That's on you. Figure out which one you're most comfortable with. Track it.
And
Okay.
and if it works for you,
The
it
numbers
works for
will,
you.
the numbers will tell you.
The numbers won't lie. So whatever, and I hate to say this on in our keto group, but if Mediterranean works for you, that's all we want you to do is
Be
whatever is healthy for you. If it works, it works. I can't explain it, but
Come on in, Stina.
You can do keto Mediterranean. It's like skip the grains and measure the fruits. So you can do it. You just have to measure it.
Yep.
ooh, there you
And
go.
still keeping under 20 carbs. So,
Yeah.
you know, still keeping that inflammation down. It's just hard. It's like same people
It's
try to
hard.
do it with vegan because, you know, yeah, you can I guess you can
Don't give
figure
me
it
that.
out, but,
Oh, sorry.
but still keeping you still got to do the
Go ahead.
macros.
You
You
do.
know.
You gotta do more math, but it's doable.
But like I told my son, you know, he's like, well, Mom, you know, it's all keto. I said, I can't even explain that really. I mean, I know what I eat to be able to stay on keto. That's the only thing I know. I mean,
Okay,
you know,
so are you eating whole meats? Are you eating healthy oils? Are you eating the good fats? Are you putting all those in you?
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excluding any processed junk, anything that's going to put you over?
Well, yeah, because you have to. I mean,
Okay. Then you're building health. But
your
do the numbers.
processed foods is not good, period. I don't care if you're doing Mediterranean or if you're doing keto.
Absolutely.
Neither one's good for you.
So here's what I challenge you, April. Start tomorrow morning. Take your numbers. Keep a chart. I'll put you in my keto dashboard. I'll put you on my patient portal dashboard so I can see your numbers every morning. Check your numbers. Let's talk through them and prove it to you. If whatever you're doing is working, your numbers are going to show you.
Between your chronometer and your glucose
Mojo.
or your keto mojo meter, between those two pieces of those two tools, you should be able to track numbers like crazy.
And you should be able to tell yourself and your son and show him. So show him what it's doing to your numbers. When I ate this, I'm in diabetic ranges. Diabetes and heart disease is not a good combination. I mean, track it. And first of all, you got to prove it to yourself.
Do you know when the last time I used one of those meters?
A long time ago.
Time to get it out.
Dust it off and let's go.
That's the only, and she'll laugh.
Every question.
She'll laugh at me. It hurts my finger. I hate it. I hate it. It sucks.
Screams like a little girl.
Like a little girl. It sucks. But that's the only way I know where I'm at. I can guess, I can think, I can whatever. Yeah. No, it's not till I bust that meter out, poke my finger, endure the pain, and say, yep, I'm right there. And I didn't think I was there.
Yeah.
So you got to do it. And oh God, it sucks. I hate it. But you got to do it. If you want to know where you're at.
To me, though, there is a confidence in it of like right now, my numbers are bad. I'm scared. I need to get back at it. It's not a question. Yes, I want to have birthday cake. Yes, I mean, I had a cupcake yesterday for his birthday. I didn't need to do that. I need to start making it a priority and quit kidding around.
I know. I'm right there.
Want to get to the next birthday.
Right?
I hate it.
Hey, I don't want to talk about it. Look.
Oh, don't.
I'm chipmunk chinks. Chipmunk chinks again.
I hate
So
it.
We're going to get there, but we got to start. And with you, I mean, we're back at the beginning, right where you probably are, April. So start tracking, get it out tomorrow. Call me if you have to. We'll do it together. Are you working?
I go back the 22nd.
Okay. In the meantime, call me, talk, whatever you need. Let me know. I mean,
Okay.
so we'll do this, but it's time to step over the line. You
And
got to prove it to
and-
yourself.
And if this is direction you're going to go both feet. Take 2 steps, both feet in that line. Boom, boom, and go.
I can't afford to not. You can't either.
Don't try to go both ways.
No, I can't afford to mess up anymore.
Nope.
No, you got this, girl. And just think out our heart attacks and issues that we had. That didn't come from these few months or few years you've been doing keto. Those kind of long-term problems, those have come since we were children, eating Cheerios and Pop-Tarts and
How you were raised.
all those, that damage and it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. Once he went in and cleaned everything up. Okay. Now it's up to me. What am I going to do with what they repaired and fixed and made better for me? Now I got a clean blood flow going through there. And now we can push forward. But now nothing crappy needs to be going in my body at all. I just was given a blessing. I was given a second chance. To put a cupcake in my body is just thumbs up to that blessing.
I think it's just like my son, it scared him. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
it petrified him as to, I'm not going to have my mom if things don't start changing around.
Absolutely.
And as you get healthier and better and turn it around, but you have to make sure you're doing it right. You have to make sure your numbers are coming into play. You have to make sure everything that goes in your body is building health, down to the salad dressing you use, to the butter that you use, the meat that you're eating. This is where your health is the number one priority to be here. And then you'll teach him, you'll show him that damage didn't happen overnight. That damage didn't come from the last 6 months. That damage came from a lifetime of crap.
Mm-hmm. And when you step forward, don't step forward and feel pressure that you have to be perfect. Step forward in confidence of, this is what I've decided to do, and I'm going to do it.
You got it.
And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
Yep. You got this, April. We're with you. You let us know what you need.
Okay.
All right. We love you. Glad you're back, honey.
Glad to
Love
see
you
you.
too.
Pam, come and say hi. We've missed you. Are you there, Pam? There.
Me or Pam met.
Pamela,
Pamela, let's do, we'll do the other.
Get this.
where you at?
Where are you at? We see the ceiling. There you are. Oh, nope. There you went.
Hold on. This is
Gosh darn
beyond my level of expertise. Okay, wait a second. Criminy. Oh. Uh-oh.
There you are. Maybe.
Now I can't see you guys. I have no idea what I just did.
You touched something.
Ugh.
We can see and we can hear. Well, we can't see you. We see your ceiling.
We
again.
hear you.
We hear you. Go ahead and tell us how you're doing, Pam.
I made it.
Yes,
Hey,
you did.
That's a plus right there.
Yeah. It's been an interesting few months. We moved at the end of October.
Oh, that's right.
And that experience, it was the most harrowing experience of moving, only because of how we went about it. Previously, we were always very concerned. We would buy a house and then move out and then put ours on the market. We did it again, but this time with the house that we found, which is the best house we've ever had, it was far more expensive, and we did it anyway. So we absolutely had to sell our other house to cover this one. And the buyer's team everything they did was at the last minute.
Oh.
So including the day of closing, and it turned out that the appraiser everybody waited till the last minute for everything. And
For goodness sakes.
right, we were on pins and needles, terrified. Is this going to happen or what? Anyway, so
That's some stress.
After we moved, I was so full of anxiety that I wasn't hungry in the morning, or I couldn't eat in the morning. So I kept eating in the afternoon. So, which eventually caught up with me, and completely validated that it doesn't matter what I eat in the afternoon, it raises my blood sugar the following day. So even though I didn't deviate from the type of food that I was eating, it had to do with when I was eating it. And then and I was getting away with it initially. And then but finally after a couple of, I mean, now we're almost into 3 months now. Anyway, after a while, my blood sugar started going up to 134 first thing in the morning, which on the other hand, it was interesting because all the years that I did try to lower my blood sugar by being prescribed this, that, and the other thing diet, it was always like 150-ish or anyway, it was just really surprising to look, or I guess it's not surprising, I know this, is how the time of day matters for when I eat, even if I'm still completely keto.
Yep.
But also what was interesting was after we moved, because all the placement of the mirrors in our house are very different, and I usually try to avoid looking at myself as much as possible. And then I started noticing my face looking very different. It's like I actually have like hollows in my cheeks.
Nice.
And
so what level of keto continuum are you on right now? Where are you?
I have no idea.
Are you eating 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day?
First, currently I'm back to doing 1 meal a day.
Okay. So you think your hormones are established, you're down to 23 and 1. You're doing that pretty steady. Are you able to stay at that, hold at that to move forward, or where are you at?
I'm still trying to get myself back into that, because actually ever since I've been doing this, I have had a really hard time eating everything in an hour. And also consuming all the amount of fat that I'm supposed to eat.
Okay, a little way around that, Pam. I think you could open up that eating window just a little bit, maybe go to 2 hour, like 22 and 2 or 21 and 4 or something like, or 3 or whatever, and open that up a little bit. So you have a little bit more time to make sure you're hitting those fat macros and getting the proteins and everything in. If that's too much to do at one time, I'd open that window up a little bit earlier in the day, preferably.
And I've been doing that as well. And then I also started, what do you call it? Inserted a sardine fast in there. And then one morning I did this week, I woke up starving in the morning and I ate all my usual foods, but I think I spread it out over 4 hours. And that, even though it was all earlier in the day, it's like it still impacted my blood sugar the following day. So what I'm noticing right now is how much better I do doing the sardine fast, which means not where you eat around the clock whenever you're hungry. It's having 2 cans in the morning and then that's it. That really impacts my blood sugar very quickly. I also want to point out for everybody else, I was also told to do the Mediterranean diet because I had I think we all were. Yeah. Stent put in my heart a year ago. But yeah, I can't do grains, and I already knew that when the cardiologist gave me this food plan last year, and I looked at it and I was like, there's no way. Plus the fact that I can't eat nightshades, and that food plan is full of.
But again, I think the beauty of doing what we do is we track it, we know it, and we can prove it to ourselves. Nobody else has to understand it, but I can look at my numbers and know if I'm in an inflammatory state or I'm in a healing state. And the simplicity of just that right there is the win in doing this whole process. So when I know I'm going in the right direction, Pam, you know when you're going in the right direction or when you're going backwards.
Correct. Somewhere along the way, I had heard about the fact that you can still be thin and not be healthy.
Absolutely.
And so, the past few months I've been watching my body change right before my eyes. And it's been astounding. but after the couple of months of eating twice a day and eating like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, of watching my blood sugar go up, that it's making it clear that anyway, time of day matters a whole hell of a lot for me.
You're not alone in that, Pam. So good job for noticing that. That's a win, and that you understand that and you know that. So the time of the day is mattering. What you're eating matters, when you're eating it, and how early in the day you're eating it. So they all,
Facts.
you know,
And
so
I just recently saw a Dr. Barry video where he interviewed Mary, I think her name was Mary Reddick. She's an incredibly fascinating woman who actually travels the world to go live with certain cultures to study
nice.
how they eat.
That'd be nice.
And she had just been to northern Norway and Finland studying. She's, as at the time of this interview, that's where she's living right now, studying how these people eat. It was absolutely fascinating because Dr. Barry, I guess, is carnivore now. Anyway, there's a whole lot of information. So all the what I've been hearing tonight about the doubts and the questions and the whatnot of people, of being able to have this understanding of an ancestral diet. And for those of us who are Norwegian, that thinks that lefse made of potatoes is a traditional food, but the farther you go back into history, actually potatoes came from Peru, so that's not true.
So what's your plan going forward, Pam? Are you just
Um,
keeping your eating window at 1 hour? Or are you going to bump it up to more, or what's your plan?
I think I'm gonna shoot for 2 hours. But what I've noticed is doing the sardines is how fast it fixes my blood sugar. I really would like to I would like to maintain that for more than a few days. So
Sardines will do it. So if you can
I
stick with the
kind of want
sardines,
to see how long I can make it happen.
that's a win. I don't care how much you like them or don't like them. Those little boogers, the numbers don't lie. And I do not like them, and I still love what they do for my numbers. So Pam, I'm with you. You have a good weekend, and let me know if you need help, but I'm proud of you for pushing through, especially through all the stress and moving. So I'm glad you're settled and all back to normal. So
Yeah. Thank you.
good job.
Good to
Pam.
see you, Pam.
All right, other Pam.
Pam Matson.
Other Pam, are you there? Are you able to come up? There you are. Hello and
I
welcome.
actually am. Sorry, I muted myself so I could listen, but yet still keep doing the things I'm doing. So
You're
It's all
fine.
good.
That's what it's for. Go on in, tell us a little bit. Give us a win, give us a struggle, and what can I do for you to help you?
right now my win is that I've done 2 weeks perfectly and I've gotten the sweet taste out of my mouth. And so the
Amen.
cravings are gone. That was kind of one of my last big struggles, was the sweet treats and the sweet, the drinks, the electrolytes that I was sure I needed in my drink because they tasted really good. And
Right?
I can't start them. It'll be bad.
I gotta hide them
Yeah.
from him because he loves the flavor. He gets addicted to
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
absolutely.
They're hard.
Absolutely.
They are. They
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
They're just too
So
expensive.
I'm just kind of getting back in. I basically spent the last 3 months traveling and pretty much stayed. I kind of go between keto and carnivore and did pretty good, except I know a lot of the sauces because about 45 days of that was on a cruise. So
My.
the sauces and everything else, but I was able to maintain, just, didn't gain any weight, and I just maintained mostly meat. Breakfast was easy, and we just did 2 meals a day, and no eating windows, no anything like that, but no desserts, no breads, none of that kind of
Good for
stuff.
you.
So
Good job.
I
You
called it
said
a win.
45
So.
days on a cruise and you did that.
Yes.
Kudos to
we
you,
did.
girl.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we did 31 and then 15 a little bit later. Came home for Thanksgiving and did 15 more. So it was a lot of fun, and but now I'm just getting back into trying to play around. My problem is I think I probably am under eating sometimes, because when I really track it, my I mean, I don't really keep track of calories and stuff, but I think they're pretty low. So I think I might have to really kind of play around with eating 2 meals earlier in the day, and to just kind of spread it out a little bit more, not
I'd
give quite
encourage
as
you
much
to
of a protein hit.
not quite as worries quite as much about the calories and stuff, but I'd worry about your macro, making sure you're getting enough
Right.
nutrition, depending on how
Right.
dense the nutrition is. So that's what I'd encourage you to do in that.
Right. And I haven't been watching those calories and stuff, but when I start really looking at what I'm eating, it's probably not getting enough protein, not getting enough fat, not getting.
Are you using
'cause I'm-
chronometer?
Yes, between chronometer and carb manager.
Okay, definitely over the two of those, I would use chronometer because it's more
Yeah.
medical grade. It's more of an even keel of exactly where you're at. So
Right.
I'd encourage you to just check it for a couple of days, especially if you're getting back in a routine and trying to figure out where your groove is. I would track, just like telling April, track for right now till we can see where you're at and what it's doing to your numbers. So let's figure out
Right.
where.
And that's what made me think, I think I'm under eating. I think I'm not eating enough. So I don't want to slow the metabolism down, but yeah.
Right.
So
Keep it going.
anyway.
Keep it churning. You got it.
Yep.
Good job. Any questions, Pam?
Thanks.
Anything I can help you with your question wise? Good.
No, I think I'm okay right now. I just was glad I finally was around, and when you started a meeting.
Good
Awesome.
job.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
thank
you.
Glad you're here. Just so
you.
everybody, any newbies, so you always know, we always put those links over in our group, Journey to Keto with Tammy. And they're always over there every week. We try to keep the same link. As long as the link doesn't break, we'll always have that same link going. So just copy it into your calendar every week, and we're going to keep going. We're trying to get a schedule going, something moving. So anybody still working on the addictions like she was talking about? We got a couple people still dealing with those addictions. Just know the brain's course. That's exactly what the brain's course deals with, is the addiction in the brain. It doesn't matter if that addiction is to alcohol, drugs, medication, sugar, or carbs. Addiction in the brain is what we all have to deal with at some level or another. So anybody that wants to take the brains course, you can get in at any time. You don't have to wait till we're at module 1. You can get in a rotation and just jump in, and you'll get to just keep going because we do a different module every week. So to use my coupon code on it, it's JTK750. And you have to go in through my website, journeytoketo.com. But that brains course is what's going to help you with the addictions that we're all dealing with. So whether it's trying to break that last little bit of the sugar, whether it's trying to get the carbs down enough that you're not insane and wanting to punch somebody in the face, everybody deals with it different. So get the addictions broken and healing that brain. And that's what is the long-term health for all of us. So it is a good little thing. Anybody wants to get in there, let me know. And if you're not sure how to get there, if you're struggling and can't find it or anything like that, just call me. I'll talk you through it, because once that payment goes through, I can't then enter the coupon, and that's hard to do. So any questions, anything? I think we got everybody. We got anything over there? Any questions over there?
YouTube's kind of quiet.
Okay. All right. If anybody has any questions, put them over in the group, because what you're thinking about and asking questions about right now, there's probably somebody else in the group. So the groups are really growing. If you have anybody you can invite to that group, it helps us out a little bit. The more that gets growing, bigger the group gets, the more tools we get access to help in the group. So please invite, show up, make comments. All these silly things that I didn't know mattered on social media, they really do matter. So any place you can get over there and help us, we really do appreciate it. We love y'all. We've missed y'all. And we will see y'all next week, same time.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.